James Cameron's second Avatar trailer has just dropped, and it doesn't just reveal new details, it completely changes our understanding of the sequel. It seems the film, reportedly titled Avatar: The Seedbearer, will radically alter the story and lead the entire franchise in a new, darker direction. The questions it raises are thought-provoking. Why is Neytiri painted in the colors of the Ash Navi? Will Kiri truly become a new deity with powers surpassing even Eywa? And how will Spider, who was seemingly just a human, change the status of humans on Pandora, making it suitable for expansion? We'll be diving into these and many more questions, as the trailer has given us plenty to think about. A new storyline and the Ash Navi's motives. Unlike the first teaser, which primarily focused on the Sully family's internal conflict, their grief, hatred, and personal struggles, this new trailer shifts the focus to the main plot. It reveals the backstory and motivations of the new clan, known as the Ash Navi, or the Mangkwang clan. The story told by their leader Varang isn't just an explanation, it's a deep dive into their tragedy. She describes how a fire, caused by unknown reasons, burned down their forest, and when they called on Eywa for salvation, the deity of Pandora never came. This rejection wasn't just a disappointment for them, it was a complete collapse of their faith. They felt abandoned and betrayed, which has become the core difference between them and all other clans who worship Eywa. This sense of alienation now forms the basis of their philosophy and their hatred for the other tribes. In one scene, we see Varang performing the Sahelu bond with Quaritch, which isn't just a symbol of an alliance, but a deep mental and emotional connection. In previous films, this bond was always an indicator of deep personal intimacy, as it was between Jake and Neytiri. Therefore, it's possible that a romance could blossom between Varang and Quaritch, making them not just allies, but a new, powerful antagonistic couple, a direct opposite to the main protagonists, thereby increasing the dramatic tension and creating a new threat for Jake and his family. Spider's pivotal transformation and its consequences. One of the most shocking and crucial moments in the trailer is the scene with Spider. We see him lying unconscious as glowing blue threads connect to his neural network. This process looks identical to what happened to Grace in the original film when she was dying and trying to connect with Eywa. This confirms earlier suspicions that Spider is undergoing a massive transformation thanks to his bond with the deity of Pandora. As a result, he becomes the first human capable of breathing on Pandora without a mask, which has far-reaching consequences. This new ability not only confuses everyone, from Varang to Jake, but radically changes the rules of the game. Up until now, the only thing holding humanity back from a full-scale invasion of Pandora was its toxic atmosphere. Now that this obstacle might be overcome, humanity, whose Earth is dying from pollution, could land on Pandora with much greater force for colonization. This marks a shift to a new, more aggressive stage of the conflict that will impact all future films in the franchise. Furthermore, the trailer confirms that his changes aren't limited to just being able to breathe. He now has a neural queue, or appendage, a feature of most of Pandora's creatures. He uses it to form a bond with an Elu, one of the local water creatures, while Kiri, who is nearby, helps to make the process smoother. This is the first time Spider has formed such a connection, and having this ability opens up new opportunities for him to interact with the world of Pandora. As for Kiri, her powers continue to grow, making her one of the most mysterious and pivotal characters in the franchise. Her unique connection to Eywa seems to be the source of not only her own abilities, but also Spider's evolution. Although she doesn't appear as often in the trailer, there are several hints that her powers are still developing. At one point, in an unknown purple environment, she calls out to the Mother of Warriors, which could be a reference to a force she is summoning. In several shots, we see bioluminescent spots glowing underwater as she tries to do something. These scenes align with Jake's words that this world is deeper than it seems. Earlier, the film's directors hinted that the final battle of the third film won't just take place in the air. given the many water shots, it's possible that water will become a key element in the fight against fire, which also has a deep symbolic meaning. A scene where Neytiri is painted in the colors of the Ash Navi raises many questions. It was already clear from the marketing campaign that her revenge storyline would be the foundation of the plot. In a conversation with Jake, her face is painted in red and black, which matches the colors of the Ash Navi. Navi often use different face paints, but this is the only time in the entire franchise we've seen Neytiri use these. Varang and Quaritch wear the same face paint, but does that mean Neytiri chose a different tribe or infiltrated their clan? It's impossible to say for sure right now. We know she's fighting alongside Jake and eventually goes up against Varang, which is visible in several scenes. In one of them, she even gets hit by an arrow that pierces her chest. This detail is easy to miss because the shots change very quickly. This injury likely led her to being on the sickbed, as shown in the first trailer. While the idea that she could defect to the Ash Navi seems unbelievable, it would be a huge shock for all fans. This could be part of Cameron's plan to separate the Sully family. There's another theory. This is a shot from the film's finale where Neytiri unexpectedly replaces Varang as the leader of the clan. In this way, she could unite all of Pandora's Navi against the true common enemy, humanity. Another powerful moment in the trailer is the return of Toruk, the great Leonopteryx. This giant flying creature is considered the king of the skies, and anyone who bonds with it becomes Toruk Makto. Many were disappointed that Toruk didn't return in the second film, but its appearance in the third to make up for it more than makes up for it. There's also an interesting detail about the Wind Traders' flying dirigibles. They apparently use hydrogen, which they somehow extract from water. In one shot, the tentacles of these jellyfish-like creatures touch the water, and in another, one of the dirigibles explodes. Another epic scene takes place with the Tulkuns. The heroes are surrounded by 9 of the whales, surfacing with their heads raised to the sky. The leader, who is directly in front of the heroes, has 4 rings on its head, which is unique and indicates its special significance. This scene looks like a gathering of an alliance's leaders before the war, where Jake and Neytiri ask the Tulkuns and other clan leaders for help. And finally, the scene where Spider threatens to kill Quaritch to protect Jake puts him in a difficult position. He has already chosen the Sully family, but now he has to decide who lives. However, since Stephen Lang has already filmed for the 4th movie, we know Quaritch won't die. This in turn could hint that Jake is the one who dies in this scene, given the announced change in narrator. In that case, Neytiri's transition to the Ash Navi with her even greater rage would be very logical.
What do you think? Are you hyped for this movie?